Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a current subscriber, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about something that happened 20 years ago. Today, June 27th, 2000, and how it changed, guess you can say it changed my life a little bit. Not only affected me, but I have one cousin that I'm really close with, so it's affected us both, and we both have really great memories and stuff with our grandma and our grandpa too. But the way she passed was kind of hard because we wasn't expecting it. So I'm gonna kind of try to do like a little, I guess it's story time or however you want to call it. So May 2000, I graduated high school from Riverside High School in Bell, West Virginia. Little did I know, exactly 1 month later, June 27th, 2000, in the early morning hours, that my grandma would fall down a flight of steps and have a heart attack, and in the process of her falling down the steps, when she hit the wall, she broke her neck and she died before she hit the bottom of the steps. Now, a lot of people's like, well, somebody that has heart trouble knows or has had a previous heart attacks and stuff are aware. My grandma never had any heart issues. She never had any heart attacks. However, most people that live in the Charleston area are familiar with a doctor called Dr. Milroy. She was going to this doctor because she had fungus underneath her fingernails and toenails, and she wanted to get rid of it. And they tried, he tried several different creams and stuff like that, and at the time she was putting creams on her fingernails, like she'd have to put it like right on her, I don't know if you can see that, she had to put it like right here on her nail, because the fungus was growing underneath her nails. So once they found out that it was helping, but it wasn't helping enough, she wanted something that would help get it gone pretty quick. And I guess in probably March, maybe February, March, because she only had to take it like every other month. He prescribed her a medication for this fungus. I don't remember what the name of it is because it's been so long and I didn't think to write the name down. However, the insurance didn't cover it, so it was like almost $250 for like an 8 to 10 day time frame to take this medicine. And like I said, she only took it every other month. Well, she just finished up in taking this medicine in May. Maybe May or June, I'm not sure. Anyway, one of the side effects of this medicine is it could cause you to have a heart attack and kill you. But the cases of that happening, it was a fairly new medication at the time, so there was like a 50-50 chance that it could and could not happen to her. And so when she first started taking this medication, nothing happened. So we were like, okay, this is good. It's helping clear up the fungus, and she seems to be doing okay. Well, little did we know it was going to happen, because they couldn't give us a time frame how long after taking this medication a heart attack could happen. They just said it could possibly cause a heart attack and kill her as one of the side effects. So my mom was in Chicago, Illinois at the time, and if you're familiar with Ames and Hills, she worked for that company at the time, and she was in Chicago helping them set up their store. And my dad worked for Kanawha County Schools, and he was a janitor. Well, he was at work, and when all this happened, and the day before, which was June 26th, my grandma begged me to spend the night with her. Well, I didn't. I wanted to, but I promised my mom I'd make sure my dad was okay because he had a lung condition as well as COPD, and he had a lot of health issues, so he could be by himself, but not, and he was a diabetic, so she was kind of afraid, his sugar would spike and things like that. Now, mind you, I was only 19 years old at the time, still a teenager. So when she was out of town, I had the responsibility of taking care of my grandparents, which my grandpa was a diabetic, and he didn't follow none of the rules. If you have a hard-headed person that has diabetics and doesn't want to follow the doctor's recommendations, it's a journey. So my dad was the same way. He didn't want to follow the doctor's suggestions on eating and stuff like that to help manage his diabetes. Well, I told her, I'd rather not, I need to make sure Dad's okay. Well, I go home, bake her a cake, get the icing going, decorate it, whatnot, put it in the refrigerator for the next day, which is June 27th. And my grandpa starts calling my mom and dad's house about between 6 and 8 o'clock. And I was trying to sleep in a little bit and just thought it was my grandma calling, hey, because she was the type to where when I got my driver's license, that was her ticket to the world. So she knew I would take her anywhere she wanted to go. Because most that knew my grandma well knew that she liked to go to Joann's, and at the time there was a store called Peace Goods in Kanawha City. She knew I would take her to those two stores, no questions asked. And she liked Kmart, which is now closed. She'd spend hours in Kmart, and she knew I would take her anywhere she wanted to go, let her take her time. And so when my grandpa was calling, I just thought it was my grandma calling, want me to go ahead and come. Now, my mom and dad just lived around the block, so they was walking distance, so I could just get up and walk to their house and be right there, because at the time we had made my grandpa stop driving, because the last time he drove my grandma to the Peace Goods store, there's a tree right there, and he almost hit the tree. So we took his license away and made him stop driving, so me and my mom and my dad was their sole primary drivers. And anyway, back to the story. I thought it was her waking me up, wanting me to come up, and so we could get the day started, spend the day together for her birthday, and go out and do something. Me, her, my grandpa used to go out to eat when my mom and dad was working, so just thought if she was wanting to go out, just let me know, hey, we'll be ready here about 11 o'clock, because that's the time they usually wanted to go out and go eat lunch and stuff like that, celebrate her birthday, because she was going to be 69 that year. And it was my grandpa, and he kept lifting message after message, let me know she had an accident, she passed away, he needed me to come up there. Well, I guess he called my dad's work, which at the time my dad worked at Carver Career and Technical Center. So he calls my dad at work, tells my dad what happened. My dad leaves work, comes home, tells me I need to get out the bed now, that my grandma had an accident and I needed to get to their house. Well, at the time I had my mom's car, because she flew to Chicago, and the company made sure she got to and from the airport and to and from the hotel. So I drive around there, and by the time I got there, there was a Kanawha County Sheriff and the Kanawha County Ambulance Authority there. They already had her loaded in the ambulance when I got there. I didn't get to see what she looked like after she fell down the steps. and they pulled off with her right when I got there. Anybody that's ever had anything like that happen, you get asked 5 million questions about the police, or about the police, about stuff that's happened. Well, I know for a good hour and a half, we got asked by the police, my grandpa had a fight the day before, could she possibly committed suicide, all kinds of stuff. And I was trying to hold myself together for my grandpa, and to this day, even though it's been 20 years, it still hurts. And I don't want him to see me crying or anything, so I held myself together for him. And he left it on me to clean her purse out, go through all her stuff, and her best friend is still living. Her name's Ellen. So she wanted all of her clothes to go to her best friend. And her best friend said, I don't know what to do with them. Me and my mom had told her, do whatever you feel is right in your heart. We know you can't use all these clothes. So anyway, through the course of over the years, shortly after she died, they did a will and stuff, and I ended up with the house, which I ended up selling, and I regret, but can't change stuff now. But anyway, they did a will, and I ended up being my grandpa's full-time caregiver. And in August of 2020, he had half of his leg cut off from the knee down, and was in the hospital from August until about October, maybe November. Actually, I think he didn't come home till sometime in December, maybe the beginning of December. And so he comes home, and it was just a lot. He was in renal failure, had ended up going to dialysis. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody was going down the steps. But we had her funeral and stuff, and hold on, y'all. But June 27th is always a day that I'll never forget, because it's her birthday. Not only her birthday, but it's her death date as well. And today is also my husband's birthday and my oldest stepson's birthday. And for them, it's kind of like a celebration day. And with my grandma having passed today, it's kind of like a happy day for them, but also a sad day because she passed. There are days I wish she was still here, because at the time that she passed, she was teaching me how to learn how to sew, and we never got to finish that. One of the things she was teaching me how to sew was a quilt, and I still have the quilt. One of my mom's sisters ended up sewing the batting in the back on it, and I refused to get rid of it, because it's the last thing that my grandma got to sew was that quilt top. And but yeah, just wanted to come on here and do like a little story time why June 27th is such a hard day. We'll see you in the next video, and have a great day.